For a professed lover of the visual arts, the walls in my house are strikingly bare. I've lived here for 5 years, and all I have decorating my walls is this 60s music poster, a print of a tractor, and a Beatles poster that is now on the floor for some reason. But this month, that changes. I have talked to my wife for years about purchasing art for our house, but for some reason, it just never made it to the to-do list, and our walls are barren. But that all changes with this episode. I'm not going to settle for going to the store and purchasing some art. I'm going to take it upon myself to create my own piece of art to hang up in our home. So we are currently in the process of building a new home, and in the next few months, obviously we'll be moving out of this one. But this house has a lot of memories and sentimental value. First, my wife's great-grandfather built it back in the 30s. This is the house that we got married in. We literally got married in the backyard. We've lived here for the last 5 years, and then the first year of my son's life has been in this house. So it's going to be really hard leaving it, and I don't want to just hang anything up on my walls. I want it to have value to me and my family, so I'm going to attempt to paint a picture of this home. I say attempt because this could go horribly wrong, and I just throw it in the trash at the end of this. I have a very limited history with painting. I took some art classes back in high school, but that was almost 10 years ago. And I wasn't good then, so I don't think I just magically am going to be good now. The only difference is now I have a background in cinematography and photography, and some of those principles kind of transfer over into just the visual language, like composition and depth, shadows, color value, things like that, that might help me make something not absolutely horrible. But in terms of technical painting skills, I have none. So this is an experiment. And this is the whole purpose of this show, to try new things that I'm interested in. So let's go for it. Okay, so for materials, we have gouache. It's a type of paint. Apparently, it's somewhere in between watercolor and acrylic. People say it's easy to work with, and one of the main things I like about it is you can reactivate it. So like this dried paint here, I can add some water to it and keep using it, which is really nice. For brushes, I just got this random assortment from Hobby Lobby. And then paper, I got watercolor paper. I didn't want to work with anything too large because I feel like that would be overly ambitious for my skill level, and maybe because it's smaller, it'll help hide some of my horrible technique. But yeah, paper. This came with this Himi Gouache and brushes. My plan is to take a photo of my house and use that as a reference. I'll first draw it and then paint over it. So to start, I'm going to practice drawing a photo. I quickly realized that's much more difficult than it looks, and my proportions were way off. So I had the idea, why don't I just try to trace it? And I just laid the piece of paper over my laptop, and it actually worked really well. I'm really happy with how this is turning out, but I added way too much detail and my pencil lines are too heavy. So I'm just going to leave that as a drawing and try to paint something else. Okay, I did not record myself painting this because it's way too difficult to try to learn something and also change camera angles. So here it is. I used too much water and the paper warped. My colors were way off. They're way too saturated. The paint, I used too much in certain areas and it got really clumpy. My pencil lines were too heavy, and you can see it right through the paint in certain areas. I probably need to practice more, but I'm just gonna go for it. Maybe watch a couple YouTube videos. Babe, come check it out. Okay, honestly, I did not expect it to go that well. I am very proud of how it turned out, and it will be hanging up on my wall for sure. I think there will be some more painting in my future. It was a ton of fun.